have the panel discussion by our guest professors. First of all, we have Mrs. Ranjini Venkatesh. Few words about her. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste. Namaste, all of you.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaskara, Hansini Nagendra.
Namaskara.
Vidushi Srimati Ranjini Venkatesh, hailing from a musical family, she is the first rank holder in Vidvat, vocal and Mridangam, and an A-grade artist at All India Radio and Doordarshan. She is a renowned Mridangam artist, performed across the country, and she's also performed at prestigious music sabhas. She has won many awards and accolades under her name. Thank you for coming today, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
I request you to address the gathering on the topic.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Namaskaram to all. Gurubhyo Namaha. So the given topic, Dr. Professor Hansini Nagendra Madam have, it's a huge topic actually. She has given the very good introduction and the very good information about all that. The journey of the music from the ancient period to the modern period now, I think we can categorize like how the music itself was evaluated. So how it was grown, like how we are singing today, or the compositions, how the previous, how were the compositions, how it was developed, and now we have the so many composition forms. And the next can be the development of talas, how the different talas have been developed, and now we are having that. Then more complicated talas may be used in Raga Tana Pallavis, or the instruments, musical instruments, the development of musical instruments from ancient to the modern period, or the granthas, those have helped, which is Lakshya, Lakshana, both it goes together always. So all this, it's a huge topic. I'll try to just have a small light on all the points. As Hansini Nagendra Madam said, from Vedic period we have our music evolution, we have our music development. So like any art, the art is a reflection of the culture prevailing in that land. The evolution of the Indian music have been welcomed always. The evolution is always there. The change is the only constant thing we can have. So the different things, different evolutions, different concepts have been adopted, and it is welcomed wholeheartedly accepted. From the, as Madam told, it is not the 1 day, 2 day. It's not the something research going on for months together. It is more than 1,000 years. What we have a rich culture, musical culture in our system. In all over the world, what we have Indian music, it's very special, which is having improvisation, which is very rare. Indian music itself will be having the improvisation on the spot. So the development, the ornamentation, everything, it's depend on the spot, the manodharma of the artist on the stage. So telling all that, as Madam told, Vedic period we had Samagana, where we can have Gramageya, or Aranyagana, Uhagana, Uhyagana, all that. The varieties of Samagana may be Sthoba, Saptaka, Pratishtha, all that. So it's a gradual development of all the like Udatta, Anudatta, Spurita when reciting the Vedas. Then the Archika, Gatika, Samika, the Swarantara, Audava, Shadava, then the Sapta Swaras are evaluated. So all these were, we have got many granthas, many musicologists written in detail and very scientific, logical methods explaining what are the musical developments according to their ages. Like Bharata Natya Shastra, we have, he has called the raga as jati, Then we have got Murchana, Grama, all that things. Like, but in Matanga Muni's like Brihadeshis in about 8th century, the raga, the concept of raga is developed. But previously, maybe it is not raga what we sing today as raga. It is a gradual development of the raga what we sing, we are having today. So what for any art, it is rasanubhuti is the main aim of any art. That rasa from out of that art, that is the aim of that art, the artist to be enjoyed. So we have many granthakaras, we are writing Sangita Ratnakara, Swaramela Kalanidhi, all that describes all the evolution of raga system and raga, ragini system, where it also we categorize as Uttama, Madhama, Adhama ragas. Or the concept of, like Madam told, concept of Shruti Adhara Shajja, it started. And when we have that all Mela system, Vidyaranyas in 14th century has explained about Mela system. Swaramela Kalanidhi, Rama Matyas Swaramela Kalanidhi, all that. It's a gradual, we are talking in 5 minutes about from 2000 year BC to present 2000 plus, maybe more than so many years. So I can just pointing out the points, how the music have evoluted. So this in modern period like 17th, 18th century, Mela system became Mela Karta, like formula calculation, where Venkatamakhi, he started the idea of having the Mela Karta ragas. Then his grandson Muddu Venkatamakhi, he improvised on it. And like Govindacharya, where Muddu Venkatamakhi was, he developed Sampurna Mela Paddhati, which is not at all Asampurna, it is Sampurna, but not in the order. Some Asampurna, which is called Asampurna Mela Paddhati generally, and it is more followed by Muthuswami Dikshita. And then comes Govinda, then simultaneously we have Govindacharya, his contribution of formulated 72 Mela Karta ragas, what we have today, which include all logical permutation combination of all the ragas, which gives rise to Vivadi ragas. So concept which followed by, that concept is followed by Tyagaraja or the Mysore Sadashiva, Sadashiva, all that parampara, they followed the Sampurna Mela Paddhati, Mela Karta 72 ragas. Like this, the development of ragas from Jati to raga, what we have, it is a gradual development, and the evolution is always, it is there. And as Madam told, it is only 72 Janaka ragas, but Janya ragas are, it's never ending. Like Ramaswamy Dikshitar, in his time, he invented Hamsadvani. Like in our period, we have Dr. Bharmuli Krishna, we have, who have invented so many ragas. He has given the names, for example, Akshari and all. So in we have the I have just pointed out the raga development. Like if you see about the composition development from the ancient period, we can go to Grama Geya Gana or the Aranya Gana, like Sama Gana, where then we developed the Prabandhas, like before drama, like Purva Ranga, which is called Nirgita, the instrumental music. Then inside the drama, what the music is having, Geetaka, like that. In the Brihadeshi, it comes all Prabandhas. The Prabandhas are started, where we find many Prabandhas, the compositions are then started, musical compositions. Maybe it is a Subbaraya Dikshita's Prabandha or Tanjavur. We find many Prabandhas in Tanjavur court also. So like Jombala Prabandha, Matruka Prabandha, Karana Prabandha, all these are, it's a gradual development of anything. It's not but it's very scientific, logical development, and we have the ripe fruit, we can say, what we have today. But still it is having the changes. It is developing. It is always, it is the flowing river. Like in 12th century, like we have Geya Prabandha started from Gita Govinda, the composer Jayadeva's Gita Govinda, which we can say the first Geya Prabandhas. Then the Bhakti movement started all over India, where so many Vachanakaras, they they wrote so many Vachanas, Swara Vachanas, and Haridasas, Devarnamas, Padas, Sankirtanas, Suladis, Dandakas, Vrittanamas, Gayanatakas, Kuruvanjis, and the music for Ekshagana. So we have so many varieties of music developing in its own way. In the north, Bhakti movement, when Vallabha Bhai, he started his own, the North Indian music, it's when the Mughals have influenced our music, it's become Hindustani music. Then we can see the Surdas and Vishnupada, Dhruvapadas, all that happening there in the north. When these Dhruvapadas are taken into Muslim rulers' court, then it's gradually had their influence and Persian music influence, and maybe the Hindustani music, they developed Drupada style of music. So Jod, Jhala, Surbahar, Dabar, all that we have in Hindustani music. So like khayals and all. This is about the, but now we have, after that, the important is Kshetragna Padas, or the Annamacharya, or the his compositions. Maybe the Dasar Padas, having the Pallavi, Anupallavi, Charana, all this, the pattern of the songs is getting formulated properly. And then we came to Varna, Tana Varnas, Pada Varnas, and so many formed, structured form. Like we have Kritis, Kirtanas, Javalis, Tillanas, maybe Tevarams, Tirupugals. We are so rich in our, whatever you ask in ragas, or you ask in talas, or composition types, whatever it is, all, as madam told, it is all completed. So whatever is, we have to just discover what already is done. If you take, I want to talk about the instruments development. So how from Vedic period, the development of the instruments. So if you take, for example, Mridangam, it was done, it was constructed by mud. Mrit Angam is Mridangam, but later it was done by wood. Then now it is fiber used. Now the replacement of leather also, it is called synthetic resonator. We have having Sri Mridangams, and the invention of the instruments also, it is going on. You can also heard Sumukha Veena, like on the guitar, we say it is different instruments have been used. And Carnatic music, we are that's what I told, changes are welcomed. So though we have welcomed the violin from the Western music to Indian music, we welcome so many, the mandolin, saxophone, all that, we have accepted those instruments to play Carnatic music. But as we have Carnatic music is more of, Indian music is more filled with gamakas. I want to just, we have to think wise, like, are these instruments are making they're capable of playing Carnatic music with all that classicism? Are we not compromising on anything? We have to introspect on these points. And the talas, the development of talas, like Marga talas, Chachaputa, Chachaputa, like all that 108 talas, Ashtotara Shata talas, or 175 talas. For all that, the Suladi Sapta talas were base, where we have so many rich compositions like Suladis, showing all the examples of Suladi talas. It is, we have from Suladis, from the Haridasas. So now still it is all that Makhi talas, all the different talas, still it is experimental, are done, and the RTP is done, the Raga Tana Pallavi is done in that ragas, and the influence of Hindustani ragas. And we have started to sing Hindustani raga, a Pallavi in Hindustani raga. So how can one do justice we have to do for classicism of our classical Carnatic classic music, but we have to, it is more open. The audience is more open now. So we have to have the Hindustani audience, and we have to have the fusion collaborating with other Western musicians also. We have to do fusion music, where I want to just we have to introspect whether doing all this will it be okay to have all that changes? Is it positive development or a negative development for the music, but for the classicism of our Carnatic music? So we have so many things, but the aim of any art is not stage performance. From the Vedic period, it is not just, the music is not for any art, it is not just for stage performance or the entertainment. It is rather than for the experience the bliss, grow in our spiritual journey, and be more human, to become more humans, and to become more cultured. So, but whatever we have today is the complete the scientific and logical system of music in the world, what we have in Carnatic music. But still, all the developments are still going on. All the changes are, we are experimentally, we are doing it. So that is where the music is here till now. So it is just a try. I tried level bus in small time, in a little time. I just wanted to tell all my points of my thought. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ranjani ma'am. Thank you for the insightful information. Now I request Ms. Ranjani Sridhar to address the gathering on the topic. Ranjani Sridhar is a Carnatic vocalist whose mellifluous voice and soulful singing has captivated the hearts of many. Her music is grounded in the hallowed traditions of Tiger Varadacharya through her formative years of learning, Guru Vidwan Madhugiri Mangalam Ramachandran. She embellished her music with gems from the tutelage of Vidwan O.V. Subramaniam. Currently, she is exploring world music guided by guitar artist Shri R. Prasanna. Alaipayude, her experiment with gestured iPad musician Mahesh Raghavan has garnered over 2.5 million views on YouTube and has also recently been featured in Telugu movie Krishna and his Leela. Welcome, ma'am.
Welcome, Rajani madam. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you very much for having me here. And I was told that I'm only performing and I'm not in the panel discussion. But nevertheless, since so much of theoretical information and lovely facts about our music, right from the Vedic age till the present age, has already been shared, I would like to just add my personal views on this complete journey. I feel that everything is already there. There's nothing that we can create. All we can do, as Professor Hansini Nagendraji said, is we can only innovate what is already there. So we are just adding on to that creativity, something which is already there in our subconscious, something that we have absorbed, and something that we are presenting with our tone, touch, and hue. So I feel that the whole journey of Carnatic music, yes, undoubtedly has happened with the right regimental form. But unless we bring out our soul as each person, as each individual, this journey is incomplete. We will be lost somewhere. We will be lost in the past. So I feel adding on new things to it, welcoming the violin, was such a beautiful thing that Carnatic music did. Now people play the saxophone, people play guitar, people play the keyboard. And as it was just shared that Alaipayude, my experiment with GeoShred, it's an app on the iPad. What a beautiful amalgamation of modern technology with an old Utkad Venkatakavi Subbrayar composition, Alaipayude. Having secured everything in the way it has to be, yet adding all the modern technology to it, really makes it such a beautiful evolution in time. This is what I feel. So this is a beautiful journey. The Vedas have given us the structure. The composers have given us the way to go on. The talas are there to support. And I think all we have to do is be creative, add on life to it. That is what I feel is the journey from the Vedic times to the modern times. See you again for my performance.
Thank you, Rajani madam. Short and sweet.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, Rashmi. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Who is that actually?
Yeah, this is Hamsini.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
madam. Tell me.
May I take leave of you if you don't mind, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Adding a little bit to what Ranjini Venkatesh told. I thought of sharing this before I leave the session. Sorry, because I have committed myself to some other program also due to some communication gap.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah, please go ahead, madam, quickly. Yes.
Yeah, regarding what Ranjini was telling about the give and take in Carnatic music, which we have borrowed ragas and type of compositions, many more things from other systems. It is easier for us to adopt, but to adopt our things to other system is a little bit difficult. For example, Muthuswami Dikshit, Ranjini was telling about Dhruva Padas, later it became Dhrupadas, like that. That Drupad composition inspired our Muthuswami Dikshit, and he has adopted Drupad, the style of compositions, to our Carnatic music. One of such examples which we can say is that phenomenal composition, Panchalinga Kriti, Jambupate, in the raga Yamuna Kalyani. It's a mammoth composition. It resembles Drupad style of composition of Hindustani music. Likewise, we have adopted bhajans, what is it, abhangs, so many kind of compositions into our Carnatic realm. But it is very difficult for them to adopt our type of compositions. Like we have kritis, varanas. Kritis are characterized by sangatis, which is the contribution of Sri Tyagaraja. So that type of similar or equivalent to these type of compositions, it's very difficult to see it in other systems of music. So in that way, we can proudly say that our Carnatic music is ahead or even more advanced of all other musical systems in the world. That's what I wanted to say before leaving the session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry for all
Thank you, Hamsini madam.
for living in the middle.
Yeah.
Please excuse me for that.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah. Namaste.
Now I request Ms. Rashmi Ravi to address the gathering. A small introduction about Ms. Ranjini.
Rashmi.
Sorry. She hails from a musical family She's been trained under her grandparents, Sri Venkatappa and Srimati Shubhasrama. And she is the founder director of Swarnalaya Music Academy, gold medalist in post-graduation in Carnatic music from Delhi University, Vidwat from Karnataka government. She's a full-time teacher and a performer. She's training students for more than 30 years, and she's also taking guidance under Sangeeta Kalacharya, Srimati Neela Ramgopal. Thank you for joining us this evening, ma'am. Welcome again.
And
Thank you.
I just want to add Rashmi Rami madam and Ranjini madam both are faculty for the Vedic Wellness University. Both are doing excellent work for us. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am. You may.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank Vedic Wellness University for adding me as a panel discussion member. And I'm very happy to share with such a great people here. And Hamsini ma'am and Ranjini ma'am and the Ranjini Sridhar ma'am have already given sufficient information about the journey of music. And now I just want to add some of the points from my point of view. As art is always been a way to express yourself and is for always inspiration. And every journey gives us a peculiar experience, and it has its own positive plus and minus effects. In history of all arts, we can observe the occasional borrowing of something very good, which has resulted in a healthy development of art. And now coming to music, in 13th to 16th centuries, as Ranjini said, the journey of Indian classical music. It was one Indian classical music before, but due to the invasion by Mughal and Persian and other European countries, their effect affected the art. Now I want to say the art, not only music, it affected the dance, food, clothing, even I want to add here thinking. So those things affected in some positive way and in some negative way for our culture and art. And taking our Indian classical music then became two, that is Carnatic classical music and Hindustani classical music. And there is a belief that two scholars in the court of Alauddin Khilji, namely Gopala Nayaka and Amir Khusro, a very great Urdu poet. And Gopala Nayaka was the scholar of Carnatic music. They were the pioneers to take Carnatic music and the Hindustani music. So it is like a big river flowing and became the two territory from that river. So it became Hindustani music and Carnatic music respectively. And Hamsini ma'am told about Pundarika Vithala, who has commissioned to systemize the Hindustani music. He is also a South Indian. That is the point we have to make, that now Hindustani music is developed, pioneered by the South Indians. So here, and after this, let me take to the period of 12th and the 16th century, when the journey of music came in the patronage of Vijayanagara Empire, Krishna Deva Raya. And there, as Hamsini ma'am noted this point, Vidyaranya, he was the person who systemized the Arohana, Avarohana, Murchana. So there the music was perished and flourished from the emperors. It was actually a Poshaka, what we call in Sanskrit. There the Purandara Dasa, the Dasa Sahitya emerges here. The Purandara Dasa, he led the foundation for our Carnatic music. It is not that we did not have Carnatic music before Purandara Dasa, only he contributed his giving basic structure to the Carnatic music to make the basic learners to learn. So the highest scholar would also have been his Carnatic journey from Sarale Varse, Sarigama Padanisa. So after this period, I want to take you to pre-Trinity period. The Trinities are, as we all know, Tyagaraja, Shama Shastri and Muthuswami Dikshitar. And it is believed that Muthuswami Dikshitar learned Annamacharya Kritis and Purandara Dasa Kritis from his mother, actually. So we already had some good number of Kritis from Purandara Dasa, Annamacharya. That's the reason we call Purandara Dasa as Sangeeta Pitamaha. So we have quite number of compositions from these great scholars, Bhadrachala Ramadasa and Sadashiva Brahmendra Yogi. Of course, Sadashiva Brahmendra Yogi is very recent, 18th century. And this in Bhakti Sagara, this Bhakti Sangeetam evolved. Because here, when we come to the modern period, the classical is a very relative word. The classical music, which was very classical music for the 18th, 19th century people, may not be a very classical music for modern, modern people here now. So when these trinities, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Shama Shastri, Swati Tirunal, so all over the South India, that is the reason that the South India was called as Karnataka as a whole. It is a region then. So that's why the name Carnatic music came into popular as the Carnatic music. And the languages are used in Carnatic music, as we all know, Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, and Malayalam. Here I want to add one interesting, that we were listening to ma'am saying that our Carnatic music, many other music has been inspired for Carnatic music. And here modernly we observe that many German, Spanish, and one more, Sufi, and all those music, they are using the Sanskrit words now. And they are trying to adapt the concept of Kalpana Sangeeta from our music to their music. Many ragas have been adopted previously, but now recently they want to, they have adopted all this. And in 18th century, to name some very scholarly people, composers, because I'm telling all this is compositions is a backbone for our Carnatic music. As ma'am said, if composers would not exist, composition would not exist, we were fully closed now. We would have lost all classical music now. So a few to name them: Uttakkad Venkata Kavi Iyer, as Ranjini ma'am is experimenting with the modern music. Pachimiriam Adiyappa Iyer, he composed the Bhairavi Viriboni. So this is in 18th century composed, but even today, when we sing that Bhairavi Varnam, Attatala Varnam, it gives a great pleasure. The Bhairavi, the whole Bhairavi essence, rasa is given here. Paidala Gurumurti Shastri, he has composed more than 1,000 Geetams, including Lakshana Geetams. This is, I'm saying, for the students' purpose, because they learn Lakshana Geetam, they learn Geetam, but they might not know the history of these Geetams. And Veena Kuppayar, he is the disciple of Tyagaraja. He has composed Kritis and many more compositions in the Ankita Gopala Dasa. Here I want to add that the Guru Shishya Parampara will definitely help in support of journey of music. So if Guru is teaching the Shishya and he's giving dhare, like what we call it as giving everything, what scholar, what knowledge he has, that will help in taking that into the next generation. And this is in our genes actually. Every parent wants to give his or her child our Sanskrit, what I want to add here. And Patnam Subramanya Iyer, Tiruvatturi Tyaga Iyer, and Tanjavur Quadrat. The violin, which came from Western music, was adopted by this Tanjore quadrant, and later Gopala Dikshitar. He perfectioned it and brought it to this level. The violin now it has become very prominent accompaniment instrument. Not only accompanying, it has become a solo concert. And one more in the modern, here in art we say that modern painting, modern music, even modern music, modern painting, they say it is 100-150 year old. So how can we call art which has been existing throughout 100-150 years? We cannot call it as modern art, but redefining some facts in a different way of approach gives to modern music. And one more this thing is exchange of culture is always adapted. So thus the violin, clarinet, and mandolin, these were all played in Western music. Since one pioneer experimented with that, researched with that, and brought back to classicism in that instrument, it's not an easy journey. It takes lots of pain, patience, and time to get all this done. And the last thing I want to add here is this technology. See, today we are sitting in a different part of the world and coming on the same platform and discussing and exchanging our thoughts. And for that purpose, learning, this Vedic Wellness University is doing an excellent job by bringing all the students from all over the world and teaching the best, purest form of classical music, classical dance, and our culture, yoga, etc. And yes, I think I have covered all the points here. We can take the discussion forward.